And now for something a little different. I recently had a subscriber reach out to me to tell me that they had been listening to the audiobook of Chainsaw Confidential. Now, if you've never heard of Chainsaw Confidential before, it is a book written by Leatherface himself, Mr. Gunnar Hansen. Yes, Gunnar Hansen, who played the mentally impaired cannibal Leatherface. As much as the audiobook sounded awesome, I thought I'd take it a step further and actually buy the book. I knew this book existed. I always wanted to get my hands on it. So when I found a copy for sale on eBay, I went ahead and bought it. I'm a big fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 movie. I fucking love Leatherface. This book is all about the making of this American classic slasher horror movie. And I'm going to be reading this book and offering up my opinion and my thoughts on it when I finish it. So consider this to be part 1 of the video, whereas in part 2 I'll have finished reading it, and yeah, I'll tell you what I thought about it. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be a good read. It's called Chainsaw Confidential: How We Made the World's Most Notorious Horror Movie. Fuck yeah, guys. I'll be seeing you soon in the second half of the video to talk more about this. So, stay tuned. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm looking more and more like Santa with every year that passes. Chainsaw Confidential is an amazing read. I read this in literally, a day and a half. Gunnar basically goes through the entire filming process of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was filmed in 1973 but released a year later in 1974. He basically covers everything, scene for scene, from like the initial filming of the movie right till the end, and he talks about it like in sequence, what comes next and what came after that. He goes on to describe how all of the kills in the movie were executed, how they pulled them off. He talks about how he was pretty much hired instantly when Tobe Hooper laid eyes on him. He knew that Gunnar was the guy to portray Leatherface because he wanted a big guy to portray Leatherface. And I mean, Gunnar apparently filled the whole door frame. He was a big man, and he pretty much discusses everything in here from start to finish, what it was like working with all the other actors, his whole experience of filming in the extreme heat of Texas while wearing a mask, and he wore the same clothing for 4 weeks throughout filming. They didn't want to wash his clothes so that it would change the color of his clothing, as well as they feared that You know, his costume might get lost if it was laundered. Perhaps there was a risk of it getting lost, and he only had one costume, so he pretty much wore the same clothing for the whole 4 weeks of filming. He does mention in the book specifically that his pants were blue work pants. He mentions that. He does say that the Poulon saw was yellow. You know, it's like little details like that that I thought was pretty cool, considering that I am a Leatherface cosplay aficionado. You know, I have Leatherface's costume, but this is a wonderful read if you are a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan like myself. I thought this was like a good companion to the family portrait documentary that was released back in 2000. The book here came out in 2013, but the book covers a lot of what is mentioned here in the DVD, but it tells you that much more. It gives you that much more information behind the scenes of the filming of this fucking classic horror movie. One of my top 3 favorite horror movies of all time, for sure. And also, the teeth that he wore in the movie. Leatherface's teeth were actually made by Gunner's dentist. His dentist used baby teeth to create those teeth. So yeah, it's just stuff that I never knew. I discovered through reading this book. I can see the scene now of a Leatherface as he sits there in the bone room, you know, and he's kind of, you see a good shot of his teeth, and those were made from baby teeth. It's all quite interesting. Chainsaw Confidential, I highly recommend it. This one's going to go over here with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 movie shrine I got happening here behind me. As well as in today's video, I am going to be giving you another unboxing. I've got something else here that will complete my Leatherface cosplay. I found a replica of the bracelet worn by Pam, Leatherface's third and only female victim in the movie. She is the victim that Leatherface hangs on a meat hook before eventually placing her in the meat freezer. That's Pam. And you can visibly see Pam wearing this rather large bracelet on her wrist throughout the movie. And it's throughout the second half of the movie that you see Leatherface wearing it. So yeah, I found a replica of that. So the bracelet has bells and different chimes on it. And Leatherface wears it like a fucking trophy, really. See him sporting it. Yeah, actually throughout the second half of the movie. Oh wow. Hear the bells and the chimes? Hell yeah, this will definitely work. Yeah, it's a fairly large bracelet, and I mean you can't miss it if you were to watch the movie. You can't miss the fact that Pam is wearing this, and then of course later on, like I said, Leatherface is seen wearing this as well. What the? Every time. Someone always interrupts my videos. God damn it. Who is it?